The use of the tennis racket within the first week is to build up the proprioception of the hand, wrist, and arm to further understand the length, weight, and position of the racket in space. You can see the base of the tennis racket forms an octagon. These 8 sides and flat edges run all the way up the handle to the head of the racket. These flat edges are called bevels. These bevels can determine what grip and how you're going to hold the racket. Hold the tennis racket in a vertical position where it is perpendicular to the ground so you can't see the netting. These bevels are labelled clockwise from the top flat surface for right-handed players and anti-clockwise for left-handed players. The base of the index finger knuckle should line up with the number 2. This forms the continental grip. The ball should be held in the fingertips and not in the palm of the hand. This increases the duration of the contact time between the ball and the hand. By doing this through your fingertips, it increases the control you have of the ball, allowing for a smoother ball toss. During the initial stage of the ball toss, the arms start by the server's side, hanging loosely to rid of any tension that is building in the muscles. Stiffness in the body creates errors within the serve by reducing the flow within the range of motion. The arms simultaneously swing like a pendulum across the front of the body until the ball holding hand reaches the center line of the body. Upon reaching this point, begins the ball toss stage. During the arm swing, the body follows the same pattern of motion as the arms, forming a hook shape. This hook shape is prompted by throwing the ball slightly forward in front of the body, encouraging a follow-through stage upon contact with the ball. The center of mass originates at the left side of the body where it follows the pendulum swing, transferring to the right along with the body weight, and back forth again upon ball toss and racket swing. This allows the forward follow-through. If this hook shape is not performed, the ball is tossed behind the body, the arm swing will not have adequate momentum, which in turn reduces the power and force of the serve. The skill acquisition is compromised. To start the arm swing, your arms must move together, as the hands move down in a swing motion. When your hands are in line with your belly button, they start to separate. The closest arm to the court comes up to start the ball toss, whereas the second hand starts the arc until the arm is parallel to the court. The racket arm is going to resemble spaghetti when it becomes parallel to the floor. This is when the arm is relaxed, so break at the elbow and let it go spaghetti. This is the movement you want to achieve. It is essential that the palm of the hand does not turn up, like I'm going to salute or tip my hat. When the hand is completing the salute motion, the palm must stay down. If the palm goes up when making the spaghetti elbow, there will be a patty cake serve, so stay firm in the wrist prior to contact with the ball. From the salute position, the arm drops behind the back as if you're going to scratch your back. Then the racket moves up and outwards towards the ball so that the center of mass is moved towards the front foot. As the racket is moving towards the contact point, the arm is going to make an L shape. At the point of contact, it is very similar to giving someone a high five. So high five the tennis ball. When you are playing in a singles game, you would stand closer to the middle of the baseline. This allows you to cover the whole court with shorter running distance when the serve is being returned. Whereas in a doubles situation, you would stand closer to the sideline of the court as your team member will cover the other half of the court. The feet should be in the party stance. This occurs when the front foot is behind the baseline, aimed diagonally into the court, so aiming for the post holding up the net, and the back foot is parallel to the baseline behind the front foot. Feet should be shoulder width apart. The trophy stance is when you're at the peak of the serve where the lower body and upper body preparation is completed. This position occurs when the ball toss arm is fully extended, the end phase of the ball toss, and the racket arm is at the right angle to form an L shape, the end phase of the arm swing. This position is also associated with the end phase of the knees bend. The purpose of the retention test is to observe the learner's progress in performing the complete action of the tennis serve. The movement after the tennis serve is very important so that the player can position themselves on the court for the return hit. The movement of the center of mass towards the court means that the player's momentum is already preparing themselves for the return. The position of the player is normally parallel to the baseline in the middle, or on the balls of their feet with both hands on the racket ready to start the rally.